Blue Ridge Mountains start to make a curve heading more western. Now, if you remember in our geology course, if you ask a geologist, are we currently in the Blue Ridge Mountains right now, what would they tell you? No. They would tell you you are now in the Piedmont. They would tell you DuPont is in the Piedmont. Geologically, this is Piedmont. But remember when we talked about looking at not only the geology, but looking at the climate, looking at the plants, looking at the animals. Because we're so close to the edge of this escarpment, and because of the elevations, we have vegetation that is mountainous, not Piedmont. Okay? Well, why is that? Well, one has to do with those upcurrents, those updrafts. Those thermal-driven updrafts and those slope-driven updrafts. And if you stand here close to the edge, you can see there's got to be some irony in this one. If you were to go to fall off of this, the last plant you could grab onto is poison ivy. Do I grab it or do I go? Down through the soil, this is what you'd find under there. This is an example of how there's just been a little bit of soil built up underneath there. We'll talk about this a little bit more when we get down to the granitic outcrop, but you recognize some old friends here growing on the rock. Lichens.
Foliage.
That's right. How many different?
4.
4 different body forms, and we'll look at those again. But the chemically turning this rock into soil, allowing vegetation, that vegetation grows in, you start getting some organic material, some good rich soils, grasses start to grow, then you start getting shrubs, and then eventually you get trees. And as long as nature lets it do that, you got it. Short leaf rhododendron. So the little teardrop, and look on the back of the leaf. It looks like somebody sort of sprinkled it with little bits of cinnamon.